Hi students, it's that time of the year. So the XAT notification is out and we are going to begin the season with the first form filling guideline video. And in this video, I'm going to cover the entire form filling guidelines for XAT 2026. So the registration just started. It started yesterday, in fact, at the time of recording this video. So registration started on 10th July and this will continue till 5th December. So you have a lot of time to register. Don't be in a hurry and try to register as early as possible. Don't do that. Take your time and register as long as you register before 5th December. Now regarding the admit card will be available for download tentatively from 20th December and the XAT is going to be conducted on 4 Jan from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Now, some important things before we begin with the exact form filling. So, whatever you do for this particular form filling, of course, it will help you for other exams as well, because you will be collecting a lot of documents, and as we progress, you will realize what are these documents that you will have to collect. I strongly recommend that you create a folder wherein you keep all these documents, starting from your 10th mark sheet, your 12th mark sheet, your graduation mark sheet, your work experience documents, your photo, your signature, and so on. Now the registration fee for XAT is 2200, and if you are applying to any of the XLRI programs, because the XLRI application is also integrated in the XAT application dashboard itself, you have to pay an additional fee of rupees 200 for every program that you apply for. So I'll be covering the programs as well. So what is the eligibility for each of these programs and whether you should be applying or not. So those of you are taking XAT, obviously you should be applying to at least the two main programs that are offered at XLRI, but there are additional programs as well and we will talk about it as we progress. Now to begin your registration process, firstly you'll have to create your account. So go to the website, which is, so we'll give a link in the description, but anyway if you just search for XAT online registration, you'll be taken to the XAT main website, the home page, and on this page you have to start in the corner. So you will see login and register. Because you are creating your account for the very first time, click on register. Now once you click on it, you will see a screen like this, and on this screen on the right hand side you have to enter some details to create your account. So the first thing that they have asked for is your name. Now this name can be just the first name or the first name and the last name. It doesn't matter because later you will be able to change it. So don't worry about this. Though if you can, if it is possible for you, enter it the way it appears on your 10th standard mark sheet. So typically that is the standard that is followed everywhere, unless they create two separate places for first name and last name. So here it doesn't matter, you can just enter your first name, that's enough. You can edit it at a later point of time. You have to enter the email address and the mobile number. Now ensure that you do not change your email address and mobile number throughout this journey. You keep a single email ID wherein you use that to create all your test accounts, and similarly for mobile, because you're going to get a lot of OTP and any communication from the institute on that particular number. So email and mobile number, then select state and city, complete the captcha verification, very standard affair. You complete this and then you click on register. Now once you click on register, you will see a communication like this. So it will show that thank you for registering for XAT 26. We have sent you a verification link on your email ID. So you're going to get a communication from XAT on your email containing a link, and you have to click on it to verify your account. Now once you do that, so this is how the email communication will look. So it will say verification mail, thank you for showing interest, and to proceed you have to verify your email. Now once you click on this, your account has been created and you will be using this account now to complete the rest of the application form. So let's get started, and the first thing that you will see in your dashboard is on the left hand side. You see things such as dashboard, application forms, your payments, your queries and communication. You can always raise a query from this dashboard if you have any. Now on the dashboard you will see something called start your application. Okay, so click on that, and once you click on start your application, there are two things that you will see, and be very careful here as to which option you need to select, because it may happen that otherwise you end up clicking on the GMAT GRE link. So for the XLRI, the 1-year MBA program that they have, right, for that specific program they also accept the GMAT score, right, which means that you can apply via GMAT and there is it's possible for you to apply. So you can start with this as well, provided you're applying for that specific program. But if you're looking at the 2-year full-time MBA program, which is the XLRI's BM program or the HRM program, you have to start here, right? So even through that, you can apply for that 1-year MBA program, which we will cover later. But for now, whatever we are going to talk is going to be on this XAT application form, okay? So you have to click on this, and the fee, as I mentioned initially, it's 2,200. For every additional program, you have to pay 200 rupees, okay? So I will start with the XAT application form. You can click on apply now. And once you do, you're going to see a window like this. Now, these are all the steps that you will have to complete before you can say that I have registered for the XAT. So the first thing that you begin with is the basic details. Now in basic details, so they have given fields marked with asterisk or mandatory and things like that. Just read through this instruction, nothing fancy there. And we start with the core, right, the basic details. So the first thing that you will see is the title. So you can select the applicable title. The name that you had entered at the time of registration, that will be displayed here. The good thing is that this is editable. But as you can see here, kindly enter your full name exactly as it appears on your 10th grade mark sheet. So you have to enter it accordingly. The next is email address. Now this will be the same that you use to create the account. So it will get auto-populated. You cannot edit it. But you can also enter an alternate email address, which is not a mandatory question. Then comes mobile number. Again, it will get auto-populated, followed by an alternate mobile number, which is a mandatory field. Then you enter the date of birth. Now, the moment you enter date of birth, your age will get auto-calculated as on 15 Jan 26. You have to select the gender, and after that you have some questions in the form of nationality, marital status and blood group. Okay, so very simple, straightforward questions. All the information you are aware of. Don't be in a hurry to fill this thing, because we have seen a lot of cases where students even sometimes end up making mistakes in things such as writing their name, right? So be very careful while filling the form. The next set of questions under basic details, you have category. So there's a question on category. Then do you belong to PWD as a category? And if you select yes, there's another question which is on the visually impaired category. After that, there's a follow-up question that would you need scribe for the test, and there's a scribe declaration form that you'll have to upload if you're going to use a scribe. Then there's a question on whether you belong to Kashmiri migrant family. If you select no, there's a follow-up question whether you belong to Kashmiri non-migrant family. Again, you can give the appropriate response and then you can proceed. Okay. Now moving on to the next set of questions under basic details, we start with parents details. So under parents details, father and mother, for example, if you select, the questions that are asked are related to what is the occupation and organization and so on. So you start with title, name, email address. You have the mobile number of the father, occupation of father, designation, organization and annual income. So there are drop downs for annual income. You can select the appropriate figure. So you will have to enter for father and mother if you have selected father and mother. If there's a single parent, you can make that choice and enter the information for the parent. Okay. Next is communication details. So communication, you have to select country, state, district, city, and then enter the address. Okay, so address line 1, which is mandatory, 2 is not mandatory, address line 2, and pin code is required. Again, very simple, straightforward. You can submit this and move to the next. Now in the next part you have academic details, and this is where I'm guessing a lot of students have questions. Typically we get a lot of queries related to academics, what to enter and so on. So first things first is you have to enter all the subjects or all the marks that appear on your mark sheet. So it may happen that in whatever board that you appeared for, let's say in 10th standard or 12th standard, there is best of 5 that is used to give you the percentage. But you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to enter all the subjects that appear on your mark sheet. So don't do anything such as best of 5, best of this, that. Everything that is available on the statement of marks or the mark sheet, you use that to calculate the total marks and obtained marks. So we start with 10th standard. So the first question is your 10th SSC equivalent state and then city. So simple. Then the next is institute name, board, again that is mandatory, board type, year of passing, marking scheme. Now if you select marking scheme, so if you select CGPA, right, so there are different options. So CGPA out of 10, out of 9, out of 8, etc. And then there is percentage as well. So if you select percentage, you will have to enter maximum marks and obtained marks, and then it will automatically calculate what is the obtained percentage. But if you enter CGPA, you will have to use CGPA, that is obtained, and whatever CGPA that you have got, to and convert that to percentage. So they have written, please calculate the percentage and mention it in the convert CGPA to percentage. So again, to repeat, if you select percentage here, enter maximum marks, obtained marks, and percentage will get auto calculated. If you select CGPA, you will have to do the calculation and enter your CGPA. Okay, but you have to enter all the subjects that appear on your mark sheet. Okay. All right, now the same set of questions for 12th standard. So nothing different. Whatever we have done for 10th, same data required for 12th standard as well. Starting from state, city, institute, board, type, stream, year of passing, marking scheme, everything is exactly the same. You're supposed to enter all the subjects. All right. Now once you're done with this, we go to the next thing, which is qualification details. So in qualification, they have asked if you have any professional degree, whether you have CA, CS, ICWS, CFA prior to your bachelor's, and if you have that, you can select yes and select the name of the degree. Now, if you are pursuing the degree, then also it is possible to select that. So you can select the degree completion status here, and if you have selected multiple, it is going to ask you multiple questions. So since I have selected CA, it is asking for professional inter marks, final marks, month and year of course commencement, and then month and year of completion. So as I said, if you select multiple, so let's say you are somebody who is both CA, CS, you can select that and you can enter the information that is applicable. Okay. All right. Then comes the next part, which is graduation. Now in graduation, so there are few more questions compared to 10th, 12th. We start with graduation type, then have graduation stream, and in stream you have these options. So engineering, technology, management, commerce, science, maths, and so on. Then there is graduation state and city. Then there is NRF ranking. So NRF ranking I don't think was there in the form last year. So in XAT 25 form it wasn't there. They have introduced in XAT 26 form. So you have to select the NRF ranking of the university or the college or the institute. So obviously go with whatever is the best rank that is available, and you can select. So the latest NRF ranking that is there, you refer to that list, and if the college or the university where you have studied from that appears in that list, then you can use it. So that rank has to be entered. Won't be very difficult to find, but if you're not able to locate, what we'll also do is give you a link to the NRF ranking page, so you can find it there. Okay. Then comes graduation university, college, institute type, and the exam pattern. Okay, so these are all questions where you have a drop down, so you'll be able to select whatever it is applicable. So make that choice and you can move forward. Now clearly it says kindly mention the aggregate marks obtained across all the semesters or years till date. So those of you who have graduated, of course, include everything. Those of you who are currently in the final year, whatever you have obtained so far, you will have to calculate that and enter it in the form. Okay, and that's the same practice that you will have to follow for other exams as well. Regarding graduation details, so they have asked for degree, discipline, year of passing, result, whether it is awaited or you have got your result, marking scheme, marks obtained. So this is very similar to your 10th, 12th. So if you select percentage, enter maximum marks and obtained marks. If you select CGPA out of something, you will have to calculate the percentage CGPA and enter it. Okay. Now one important thing is that if you select result status as appearing, that you have not received your result, you will not have work experience related questions. So only students who select that they have obtained the result of their graduation or they have completed their graduation, they will be able to fill work experience details. So be mindful of that. So that brings us to the next section, which is work experience details. Now for work experience, they have given clear definition of what work experience will be considered. Firstly, you have to enter WorkX as on 31st March 2026, and this is where again questions are going to arise. Some of you may be thinking that how do I enter that, because I don't know whether I'll be working or not. So see, you have to make some assumptions and enter that information. So if you think that you're currently employed, you will continue to work till 31st March, you enter it that way. But if you think no, that currently I'm planning to quit in the month of December, then you can put the information accordingly. Okay, so you decide for yourself what date you want to put. But of course, if you have no plans of quitting and whatever, calculate it as on 31st March 2026. then only full-time work experience after graduation must be entered. And that is precisely the reason why for somebody who has not completed the graduation, this field will not appear. Okay, so only for students who have completed graduation, work experience questions will be asked. Clearly mentioned, part-time, project, internship, articleship, pre-graduation must not be mentioned as full-time work experience. So anything that you may have done while you were doing your graduation, whether it was an internship or an articleship or any other full-time job also that you did, you cannot enter that as work experience. So everything after you have completed your graduation. Now there are up to 5 employments that you can mention. So work experience in months. Now if you select multiple, this is how the screen is going to appear. So they have something called job type, and if you go to the FAQ, so I've given the link here, zatonline.in/FAQ, you will find what is a structured sector, what is a semi-structured sector, and so on. So they have given definitions of that. Not very difficult to find what exactly it is. So you select that, you enter the name of the organization, the industry, company address and contact number, from date to date, because if you have multiple, then obviously you started somewhere, then you quit that job. So there will be a starting date and end date. You enter that, it will calculate work experience in months. And ultimately, if you have entered multiple, it will show you total work experience in months. Obviously, even if you have entered one, it is going to show you that, but you can always do plus and add more if you have more than one employment. Okay, so enter the total work experience in months will get calculated basis the data that you enter. Okay. Now why that is required again is because regarding the eligibility for some of the programs, there is minimum work experience that is necessary. We'll talk about it soon, but this is directly related to that. So if your total work experience, for example, is less than 3 years, you will not be able to apply to the GMP that is there, right? So we'll talk about that. Now comes the program details. So this is an important section. Make sure that you read the eligibility and then do the selection. So the first question says, do you want to apply for XLRI? Now, definitely you should say yes. Don't say no here. I can't think of people who are taking the XAT but not applying to XLRI, because what's the point otherwise? Of course, XAT score is accepted by multiple institutions in India, but that doesn't mean that you don't apply to the best institute that you can get through XAT. So make sure that you select yes there, and then you will see 5 options. Unlike last year, wherein in the form they also had the PhD program, they are not listed it this time. So there are 5 programs that you can see. So firstly, you will see PGDM BM and PGDM HRM. Now these are basically, you can call them the flagship programs that are offered at XLRI. And if you select both, right? So on selecting both these programs, you will have to indicate preference. So between BM and HRM, what is the first preference that you have? Because see, so you'll have to enter it here. What will be your first preference? Now why that is required is because once you take the XAT and you're interested in both, you may get call from both, right? So you may get a call for BM as well and HRM as well. So then your preference decides, okay, which program you're going to get finally. Okay. So now you have to select the preference. Who should select HRM is people who are very clear that they want to do HRM should select HRM as the first preference. If you are somebody who is not very sure of HR, you are interested in finance, marketing, strategy, operations and things like that, then you select BM as the first preference, because BM is more equivalent to like a normal regular MBA program, whereas HRM is a specific sector specific program. So select both. That will be the recommendation from my side, that you select both PGDM, BM and HRM. Now some of you must be wondering, what about the Delhi campus, right? Because this is for Jamshedpur. So when you select the BM, your preference or whatever that you are indicating is for both Delhi as well as Jamshedpur. So they have clearly mentioned that your application will be considered for both XLRI Delhi and Jamshedpur campus. Okay, so selecting BM means that you are applying to both. The next 3 programs is where you will have to think a little bit and decide whether you want to apply or not. So starting with the first program, which is PGDM GM. Now for this program, you need to have minimum 36 months or 3 years of experience, but understand the date till March 31st, 2026. So right now maybe you don't have 36 months, maybe you are at 30 or at 31 or whatever. But if you'll be able to complete 36 months as on March 31st, 26, then make sure that you also apply to this program. Now this is not a 2-year full-time program, it's a 1-year full-time program, more closer to an executive MBA kind of a program. Now should you apply or not? I would say you apply for it, because see, application is not going to cost you a lot. This is 200 rupees. But if you are somebody who is fitting the bill, right, so 36 plus months of experience, definitely give it a consideration. It's an additional opportunity. Once you convert, once you get a call, you convert, you can decide what you want to do. Right now, I would say it's better to apply and create one more opportunity for yourself. For those of you who are not going to have this thing, obviously it's out of question. The next is PGDM Logistics and Supply Chain Management. Now this program is with in association, so this is XLRI RBS Double Masters Program, wherein it is titled as PGDM Logistics and Supply Chain Management. So this is a program that they started a couple of years back, I think 3 years back, I guess. And the minimum eligibility is 3-year bachelor's degree with first division. Now they have mentioned that if your institution is something like a reputed institute like an IIT, NIT, etc., then this condition, which is that it should be from a NAC accredited institution, that does not apply. So read through the eligibility properly, see if you want to consider this program, but this is specific to logistics and supply chain management. So those of you who are not interested in this domain, you can skip this one. And finally, PGDM in Innovation, Entrepreneurship and Venture Development. This is another program that they started recently. The problem with this program is that there's no placement, okay, and it is clearly mentioned, so they have given it on the website, there won't be any placement assistance. So those of you who are doing MBA to get a job or get a placement, this program is not for you. So it says that it will be offered at XLRI Delhi, not at Jamshedpur, and it is designed for aspiring entrepreneurs and does not offer placement assistance. People who have worked in startups, businesses and other relevant work like VC firm or startups and so on, they will be given a preference. That's it. So these are the 5 programs that you have. Standard recommendation, everybody should apply for the first 2, which is BM and HRM. Those of you who have more than 36 months of experience as on March end 26 should also apply to the PGDM GM program. Okay, so that would be the standard recommendation. In case you are applying to or you're interested in operations, consider the logistics and supply chain management as well. Innovation, entrepreneurship, I'm not in a position to talk about it because the placement assistance issue, right? So there's no placement assistance. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people will not apply to it purely because of that. Okay, but if you're somebody who is like super keen on it, I think you can give it a try. Okay. Then comes the test city details. Now with test city, one good thing is that you have 6 preferences that you can give. So first city, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, all of the preferences are mandatory. You have to select everything, starting from whichever is the nearest place to you to the place that where you ideally don't even want to go. But you need to still give all 6 preferences. So last year there were a lot of problems with respect to the venue. Some of the students got centers which are really far off. So I hope it doesn't happen this time, and they have increased the number of test cities and centers as well. Now they have given that if you are shortlisted for the PGDM BM program and PGDM HRM, after that you have to give the city preference right now. So interview city 1, interview city 2. So you're required to select 2 cities, and the city selection is not applicable to the GM, the Innovation Entrepreneurship Program and the RBS Double Masters Program. Okay, so it is only for the PGDM, the BM and the HRM program. So you have to select the test, the interview city 1 and 2. That's about it. Nothing too complicated here. Then comes the upload document section. So we are more or less done. Just last few things remaining. The program selection is of course the most crucial part of this whole thing. Once you're done with that, very few things left now. So first is upload documents. Now what all documents are required? The first thing is going to be your photograph, your passport size photograph. It should be clearly visible. The second thing is going to be your signature. Okay, so photo and signature, you upload it. You can also fetch it from DigiLocker if you have it there. And then proof of identity you have to upload. So Aadhaar, PAN, voter ID, driving license and passport. You can enter any one of them, upload the document and you're done. Now this is what I was referring to in the beginning, that you have a folder wherein you have kept all of these things, because no matter which other test you're taking, whether it is CAT or SNAP or NMAT or whatever, you will have to repeat more or less the same steps, uploading photo, uploading signature and so on. So just keep it handy for later reference as well. And then finally declaration. So we have uploaded all the documents. One last thing remaining is the declaration. At this stage, I would encourage all of you to do a quick check of, or rather a thorough check of all the information that you have entered, starting from the basic details. Make sure that you read each and every point that you have filled and ensure that it is accurate. You don't want to make mistakes, and then you may have to fill another form if that mistake is something that you cannot correct. So that is why take your time and then fill the form. Lastly, declaration. So your name will be visible and date again will get auto populated. Whichever date on which you have reached this particular stage, that date will be shown. And then you just say, okay, I'm done. Now what is remaining, by the way? You are yet to make the payment. So we are not done completely. You have to make payment and it will show the figure that is applicable. So since I chose all 5 programs, it is 2200, which is the XAT registration fee, plus 200 for each program. So 200 into 5000. So that is why it is showing me 3200. But let's say you have chosen only XAT and the BM and the HRM program, it will show you 2200 plus another 400. So 2600 is what it will show you. So whatever it is displaying, you have to make that payment. I don't have to tell you how to do that. It's very easy. Use whatever credit card, debit card and internet banking, UPI, anything that suits you. Complete the payment and once you are done, this is the screen that you will see. So it will show you your application number and the payment transaction ID. This is something that you can print. You can print this receipt and you can also print the application form. I would suggest that you do that, print your application form and keep it with you. Okay. So this is how the final dashboard will look once you have done with the entire registration process. It is going to show you your application number, the timing on which the application form was submitted, the application fees, etc. that was paid. You can again download the receipt and the application form from the dashboard. Okay. So that covers the whole thing. We are done with the entire XAT registration process plus the XLRI application process as well. I hope you have found this video useful. We are going to have more such videos for other tests. So make sure that you stay tuned, you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon in some or the other video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for joining. Bye and take care. All the best to all of you.